Hey everyone, this is Ann Rudd with LPT Realty and owner of the Ann Rudd Group in the Charlotte metro region. I work both sides of the border, North Carolina and South Carolina. And today we're going to talk about multiple offer situations. And I know what you're thinking. And the market slowed. We have more sellers than buyers right now in our market. There are no multiple offer situations. And that is not the case, my friend. Just this weekend, I had a client that lost in a multiple offer situation, and we didn't even know it was a multiple offer situation. So I want to talk to you today about how you can identify a home that may possibly be sold in a multiple offer situation, even if the listing agent never tells you. And we'll get to how to handle that in a minute. So the first thing that typically happens is these are homes that have been on the market in the last 24 to 48 hours. So if it just came on the market, that's when you're going to get the most interest in your home. And if it's a popular home, you're going to know it. So let's talk about that. So the first sign that a home might be in a multiple offer situation is if the home has been on the market 24 to 48 hours. Typically, that's where you're going to get the most traffic. However, the other instance where it could go in multiple offer situation is if the seller does a significant price decrease. And I've had homes like that over the years where it was on the market 30, 60 days. We did a big price reduction and bam, we had multiple offers. So either the home has just come on the market or there's been a significant price reduction. Okay, so that's clue one. Clue two, if you go to the open house and there are 10, 15 people in that home, that's also a very good indication. Another way you can see what the traffic looks like is if you are in an area in the country where your agent uses a showing service. My association uses a showing service, so I can actually look online at the showing blocks to see how many showings have been scheduled. Most houses are like that. There's a few that aren't, but that gives me an indication. If I see a bunch of blacked out times for showings, we know what's going on there. Okay, another one. If you are close to the average sales price in that area or below it, that is another indication that that home may sell in a multiple offer situation. And that was the case with this house. This house was just off Providence Road in South Charlotte, one of the most popular areas in our city to live in. And it was zoned for Providence High School, which is a very desirable high school zoning. So all of these things were in play with this house. And while we were there at the open house, there was also a buyer talking about getting their agent to write an offer. So always another indication that there's someone else interested in that home. So now you found a home. You might have someone else also interested in that home. How do you operate in a multiple offer situation? So the first thing I want you to remember is this. A seller does not have to call for highest and best. You may not have another opportunity to make a better offer on that home. So make the best offer you can up front. I've had many sellers over the years that have said, yeah, we'll do highest and best. I'm good with that. And then they get an offer that is exactly what they were looking for, and they just ended up signing the offer without doing a highest and best. It makes people mad. I've had agents that have gotten so mad at me, they've called my broker, but it wasn't my decision. If it was, we would have always done a highest and best. So don't assume that the highest and best call is coming. So make that offer the best that you can. Also, have your agent communicate with that agent. Now, one of my issues with this whole situation was that I could never get the agent on the phone. He told me he was really sick, and so we texted back and forth quite a bit. But I like to pick up the phone and talk to the agent. I want to know what's important to the seller. I want to know what kind of time frame they need so that I can craft an offer around them. I want that agent to have a good feeling about how I operate and that I'm going to be an easy person to deal with in this transaction. I do that for everyone, but this is a situation in which I did not have any opportunity to talk directly with the agent. As a matter of fact, I texted him and I said, I left you another voicemail. And I think I left him a ton of voicemails. And it was just, I wanted to communicate with him and let him know what was happening. And I got very little communication back, no conversations face to face, and ultimately didn't even know the house was in multiple offers until I got an email that said my client has accepted another offer. So if you found a home that you love, that you want to buy, and you went to that open house, or you've driven by that house a couple of times and you've seen a boatload of cars there, or you've seen a ton of people in the open house, it's probably a good indication that it's going to be a popular home with multiple offers. And if you want to make an offer on that house, you're going to have a good strategy to do so. Well, I hope this helped today. I know they're not the best situations to be in, but this is something I've done a lot in my career, and I hated it for my client that she did not get that offer. But I do think there's a better house for her down the road. So, and she and I have talked about it quite a bit, and I think she's okay with it. But it always is a little bit of a pain in my heart when a client does not get a home that they made an offer on. So just have a great strategy for yourself. Talk to your agent. And if you're thinking about buying or selling in the Charlotte metro region and would like to talk to me and see how I can help you find a home or sell your home, I'd love to talk to you. You can always reach me at 704-617-0847. I hope you have a great day, and I hope this helps. See you soon.